Welcome everyone to this lovely half-hour practice for your backbends. Hope that you followed all the videos from this last month for your puppy pose, your bridge, your wheel, your camel pose. And let's bring it all together into this practice. See if you can slowly start on your back. If you want to, you can start with a block underneath your shoulder blades, maybe one underneath your head. And then see if you can just soften yourself down. Taking a moment to relax, opening up your chest, your shoulders. If you like to, you can always bring the soles of your feet together. And then just feel that you start to open up. Maybe you have enough space to turn that block underneath your head around, bring it a little lower. Or even remove it all the way. Sometimes it's nice to bring your arms over your head, so to lengthen from your side body. And just stay where you are for a few nice deep breaths. If you like to, you can always start your practice with setting an intention for your practice or for anything else that needs some attention. Take a moment to open up your heart. Just for a few more deep breaths. And when you have the soles of your feet together, slowly bring your legs back down. Bring your arms back next to your hips and gently move over to one side. Remove your block with as less effort as possible and take a moment bringing your knees to your chest. Maybe you make a few little circles. Relax your spine. And then you can come all the way up. Let's start on your hands and knees. Hands are under your shoulders, knees are under your hips. And then just round and arch your spine a few times. Doing some cat-cows. You like to make some nice big circles. Notice if there is any tightness, any tension somewhere in your body. Maybe you can already release it a little bit. Nice. And then in your own time you come all the way to the center. Now you can always bring your knees under your hips, or maybe you need to bring them a little bit wider. And then from here you come all the way into puppy pose. Walk your hands forward, keep your sitting bones on top of your knees, pressing them up to the sky. Keep your arms long and let your chest melt down. Maybe it's enough bringing your forehead on the floor. Maybe you're able to let your heart melt down, bringing your chin forward. So if you can keep your arms long, sitting bones pressing up. Take a few deep in and exhalations here. Try to drag your shoulder blades down over the back of your ribs. Just a few more deep in and exhalations. And then really gently start to pull your navel in, lift your chest up. Walk your hands back under your shoulders, knees back under your hips. Let's arch around your spine again. Nice. And then see if you can bring your blocks shoulder width apart. Nice. And then same thing. Just bring your elbows on your blocks. Gently make your way down. You can bring your hands together all the way in between your shoulder blades. Just a little bit more a stretch for your shoulders. your side body. You can always open your knees a little wider, then you're closer to the earth and your pose is a little less deep. Staying here just for a few more deep breaths. When you're ready, you can gently bring your hands back. Slowly lift your chest back up and then remove your blocks. Now from here, bring your hands under your shoulders, knees under your hips, tuck your toes under and take a moment into your downward facing dog. You can walk your dog if you like, bend your knees one by one. Maybe you like to move your hips a little bit. Nice. And then from here you slowly come all the way into high plank. Bring your knees down, lay down onto your belly. Try to keep your elbows closed, shoulders to the back. And then come into the easy Cobra. Easy baby Cobra, keep your elbows closed. Just pull your chest up, lengthen your neck. And gently come back. 2 more times. Deep inhale, lift your heart up. And slowly wave back down. 1 more time, slowly lift your chest. And come all the way back. Tuck your toes under and make your way back into down dog. Take a few deep in and exhalations here. Make sure you're not overextending your legs. Try to find the length into your arms, especially for this practice. 1 more breath here. And then make your way back into a plank. Gently release your knees down. Come all the way back down onto your belly. Shoulders back. Lift your heart all the way back up. Maybe you can extend your arms out a little more. Try not to drop into your shoulders, but lengthen and lift. It doesn't matter how high you go. Just pull your chest up to the sky. And gently bring yourself back down. Toes under. And make your way back into down dog. Few deep in and exhalations. Take a moment to calm yourself down into down dog. And then come back into high plank. Nice. Now slowly bring yourself all the way down onto your belly. Shoulders back. And then make sure that your elbows stay closed. Maybe your hands are a little bit more to the back. And then pull yourself off the mat. Lift your kneecaps up into upward facing dog. Strong legs. Lengthen through your arms. Pull your heart forward and up. Press your hands deep into the earth. And then make your way back into downward facing dog. Coming back to your breath here. One more deep in an exhalation. And then slowly extend your right leg up. Take a deep inhalation and then pull your knee all the way to your chest. Step your right foot in between your hands and then release your left knee down. Slowly bringing your hands on top of your thigh or all the way up next to your ears. And then shift your weight back. And slowly melt forward. Shift your weight back. And come all the way back to the front. 2 more times. Deep inhale, rise. And deeper your lunge. Nice. 1 more time, rising up. And slowly release. Now stay here for a moment. See if you can look up in between your hands. Lengthen through your side body. And then pull your heart open. Drag your elbows, your shoulder blades down. Circle all the way forward and up. And exhale, open it up. 1 more time. Big circle. And open up. Nice. Bring your hands down to the floor. Tuck your left toes under. Slowly step back in high plank. You can always go into low plank, otherwise knees down to the floor, chin and chest just above the mat. And then pull yourself up into Cobra or up dog. Making your way back into downward facing dog. And then take a deep breath here. Left leg is rising. And then step your left foot all the way forward in between your hands. Nice. Let that right knee slowly come down. Then you can bring your hands back on your thigh, or you extend them all the way up into the sky. Stay long into your sides. Now take a deep inhale, right. And on your exhalation, let your hips melt to your front foot. Deep inhale, lengthen back up. And slowly lower down. Nice. 2 more times. Pull yourself up. And lower down into your hips. Last one. And come all the way forward. Now stay deep into your hips. See if you can lift your heart up, look up in between your hands, find the length. And then open up your heart. And circle forward and up. Slowly open up again. And big circle forward and up. Last time, drag your shoulder blades down. And come all the way back forward. Tuck your back toes under. And make your way back into a plank. Slowly coming into low plank or knees, chin and chest down. Your own back bend here. And then make your way back into down dog. A few deep in and exhalations. You can always breathe out through your mouth if you like. Maybe you need to take a little child's pose in between. Just make sure you stay connected with your breath. Now slowly bring your feet together. This time you lift your right leg up. Bend your right knee, open your right hip on top of your left. If you like to, you stay here just to open up your hip. Otherwise, come high into your left toes. Slowly with control, step your right foot behind your left leg. Maybe you bring your right hand on your heart. You pull your chest up to the sky, your hips up to the sky. And if it works, you let that right arm dangle down behind you. Keep your hips pressing up to the sky. It's not a side plank, but a preparation for your full wheel. One more breath. And then flip all the way back. Right leg up to the sky. And step your foot all the way back down. Deep in an exhalation here. And then you can bring your left leg up. Left hip opens on top of your right. Bend your knee. It's fine if you stay here. Just don't drop into your shoulder then. Otherwise, step your left foot close behind your right leg. Pull your heart up. You can always bring your hand on your chest. If your arm sticks up, bring it on your heart. Otherwise, let it dangle down behind you. Keep opening up your hips to the sky. One more breath here. And then flip all the way back. Left leg up. And slowly bring it down. And then from here, bring your knees to the floor. Just sit down on your heels for a moment. Take a few deep in and exhalations. Relax your lower back. And from here, see if you can first bring your hands behind you. Maybe you bring it underneath your feet. And then see if you can pull your chest all the way up. Letting your head release a little bit to the back. Open your heart. Drag your chest all the way up to the sky. And make your way back. Take a moment in the center. Release everything back down. And then come all the way on your knees. Nice. Make sure your knees are not too wide. You don't want to let your hips pop to the front. Keep zipping in and up. If you like to, you can always bring a block in between your upper thighs. Try to keep your thigh bones in one straight line down to the earth. And you feel that you hug into the center. Now if you like to, you tuck your toes under. Make sure you have a strong foundation pressing down to lift all the way up. And then from here, you bring your hands all the way on your lower back. So if you can first lift your heart up to the sky. Make sure you're not going too far. You don't want to crunch your own lower back. If you have the space, you keep pulling up. Maybe you release your head to the back. And if it works for you, you can let your hands slowly melt down on your heels. Now make sure you keep lifting up, rooting down. Keep squeezing your inner thighs together. Feel the length through the front of your body. Don't hang into your lower back. Staying here for one more deep breath. And then slowly walk your hands back on your lower back. Support yourself back up. And bring your feet down, sit down on your heels for a moment. Hands on your thighs, close your eyes. Maybe you wiggle your hips a little bit. You release any tension in your lower back. When you're ready, you slowly come all the way back up. If it's possible, you keep your feet down, but keep rooting down. Make sure that you're not rushing your practice. It can take some weeks, some months, some years to get deeper into your pose. One more time into camel pose. Maybe you come into a variation. You can start with your hands back on your lower back, or maybe you bring your hands on your heart. Make sure you keep pressing down, lifting your heart up. And then maybe you bring your hands back on your heels. Maybe you open your heart a little more. If possible, you release that arms to the back. And maybe one day they will come on the floor. Make sure you keep your shoulders aligned. Press the earth away. And when you're ready, you come up with control. Don't rush anything. Bring your sitting bones down. Take a moment to relax. Release that tailbone. Maybe you wiggle your hips a little bit, massaging your own sitting bones with your heels. Nice. One more breath here. And then gently come all the way back on your hands and knees. Walk your knees back and lay down on your belly. Hands under your forehead. Take a moment here. Relax that lower back even more. And then from here, you can come all the way onto your elbows. Now make sure you're not going to drop into your shoulders again. Keep it all long. You can bring your left hand in a little bit. And then bring your right heel to your right sitting bone. Maybe you make a big circle with that right arm so your shoulder is opened up. And then see if you can catch your foot. Pull your chest forward. Maybe you're able to pull your foot a little closer to your sitting bone, elbow up to the sky. Maybe you can even turn your fingers to the outside and all the way to the front. And if you like to, you bring your hand back in front of your elbow and you slowly stretch your heart up. Same thing here. Don't go too far. Never be too ambitious. Listen to your own body. Keep your chest open. Don't hang into your shoulders. One more deep breath here. And then slowly make your way down. Coming back on your elbows. Maybe you wiggle your hips a little bit. Bring everything back into the center. And then we go for the other side. Right hand comes in a little bit. Left heel to your sitting bone. Circle that arm up and over so you can catch your foot and your shoulder is not dropping to the front. Nice. If it's working for you, you press your heel to your sitting bone, elbow up to the sky. Maybe you turn your fingers to the outside and all the way to the front. Nice. If you want to, bring your hand back in front of your elbow and then you press yourself all the way off the earth. Feel that it's still a nice heart opener. Don't force it. Keep breathing deeply. Staying here for one more deep breath. And then slowly make your way back down. Take a little break just for a moment. Maybe your big toes come together, heels fall to the outside, and you wiggle your hips a little bit to soften. And then we slowly go into a half bow pose. Now start with your right heel back to your right sitting bone. Right arm goes to the back to catch your foot. Try to activate your foot. Maybe you spread your toes, maybe you flex your foot. Make sure you have a strong grip. And then bring your left arm forward next to your ear. Palm of your hand faces in. And then pull your knee off the floor. Press your foot all the way up into the sky. Lift your heart up. Lift your left leg up and pull yourself away from the earth. Take a few deep breaths here. Keep extending out. And then you can slowly make your way back down. Then we go for the other side. Left heel to your left sitting bone. Left arm to the back. Don't drop your shoulder, open it up already. Activate your foot. Activate your ankle if you want to. And then bring your right arm forward. Slowly start to peel yourself off the floor. Right leg comes up. Right arm reaches away. Activate your fingers, your toes. Keep your chest rising. One more breath. And then make your way down. Take a little break. You can bring your hands back under your forehead. Feet back together. Just soften everything. And when you're ready, slowly start to bring both heels to your sitting bones. Now bring both arms to the back so you can get your ankles or the tops of your feet. Shoulders back so you open up your heart. Make sure your feet are not too wide. Maybe your big toes touch. Knees hip width apart. Pull your upper thighs towards each other. Activate your feet here as well. And then pull yourself off the floor. Lift your heart up. Maybe you can shift your weight to the front and to the back. Try to keep opening up. Nice. Maybe you like to lift a little higher. And when you are ready for it, you slowly make your way back down. Always take a little break. Soften your back. No rush. If you like to, you can come into your bow pose one more time. Maybe you like to practice flipping the grip. Bring your feet back towards your sitting bones, arms to the back. Now see if you can turn your hands around, catch your feet from the inside. And then from here, keep pulling everything together. Slowly pull your elbows forward, up to the sky, and then press away from the earth. Push your feet into your hands, lift your heart up, keep squeezing to the center. And then in your own time, you slowly release that feet back down and take a moment. And after a few breaths, gently bring yourself up, cross your ankles, and come laying down on your back. Nice. Let's come onto our blocks first for a moment. You can do it with one, maybe with two blocks. Bring it underneath your sacrum, the flat part at your lower back. And then just melt down over your block. First, bringing your left foot towards you, so your right knee stays up. And you just let yourself melt down. Maybe you massage your own hip flexors a little bit. Find the opening at the whole front. Even bring your right leg a little bit towards you. Maybe some of you like to stretch it all the way out. It's about opening that left hip. Nice. And then slowly change side. You can always stay a little longer. Make sure that you feel a nice opening. Right foot comes to the back. Keep your hips relaxed. Just feel the opening at the whole front. If you did it at the other side, you can bring your left leg a little closer. Maybe you extend it out. And when you're ready, see if you can bring both legs to the back. Make sure you keep opening up the front, not crunching your lower back. Keep everything long and soft. Just a few deep in and exhalations. And then from here you bring your feet back on the floor. Gently lift your hips so you can remove your blocks. And bring your sitting bones down, your lower back down to the earth. Nice. Take a moment, maybe let your knees melt together. Maybe let your lower back soften. Prepare yourself for your bridge pose. Slowly walk your feet back behind your sitting bones. Maybe you touch your heels with your fingertips. You can always bring a block in between your thighs here as well. Make sure your knees are not dropping to the outside. Feel that you keep rotating your upper thighs inwards, same as in camel pose, and you squeeze everything up through the center. Now from here, press your feet into the floor, hips up, walk your shoulder blades a little closer if you want to, and then you can interlace your fingers. Maybe you stretch your arms all the way down over the floor, bring your chest to your chin. Keep pressing the back of your head down into the earth, feet into the earth. Keep your tailbone reaching down in the direction of your inner knees. If you like to, you can walk your feet a little closer. Maybe you lift one leg up to the sky. You can always put it a little closer. And slowly bring your foot back down. Lift your hips up higher. Then you can see if you can bring that other leg up. And when you're ready, you bring it back down. Lifting up just a little higher. And then release your hands. Slowly make your way back. Shoulders back. Feet to the outside of your mat. Knees together. If you like to, you let your knees flow a little bit from one side to the other. And then make your way back to the center. Walk your feet back behind your sitting bones. Now you can always try to touch your heels with your fingertips again. Maybe you are able to catch your ankles. You can just catch it a little bit stronger here. And when you're ready, see if you can bring your hips back up. Walk your shoulder blades back together. Maybe you interlace your fingers. Maybe you keep holding on to your ankles and you push up a little higher. Staying where you are, just for one more deep breath. And then slowly come back down. Shoulder blades away from each other, back on the floor, feet to the outside. Let your knees melt together again. Maybe you move a little bit from side to side with the knees. And then come back to the center. Feet come back behind your sitting bones. Now if it's enough for you, you just go into your bridge pose again. Maybe you like to go into full wheel. If you want to go into your full wheel, slowly bring your hands behind your shoulders. Knees stay aligned with your hips. Elbows stay aligned with your shoulders. Don't let anything drop to the outside. Keep everything pulling towards the center. And then from here, you can slowly start to press yourself up Coming onto the crown of your head first. Align your knees, align your shoulders, your elbows. And when you're ready, see if you can slowly press yourself away from the earth. Now, see if you can move a little bit, pressing your hips up to the sky. And that head just slowly hang to the back. Nice. Maybe you can pull your heart all the way through your shoulders, extending your legs out a little bit. Nice. And if you want to, you can walk your feet a little closer. Keep pressing away from the earth. Maybe you like to lift one leg up here as well. And the other leg. Nice. And then in your own time, you slowly bring your chin to your chest. Let the back of your head come down to the floor and roll down on your back. Nice. And bring the soles of your feet together, knees to the outside. Relax here for a moment. And slowly bring your knees back up to the sky. Feet back behind your sitting bones. Now you can come back into your full wheel one more time. Or maybe you want to get down into a forearm wheel. Make sure you do everything with control. If you're not there yet, don't go too far. And then from here, bring your hands back behind your shoulders. Slowly press yourself back up. Take your time. Maybe you stay where you are. Maybe you can slowly bring the elbows down to the floor, one by one. Nice. You can always bring the palms of your hands together if you like. Maybe you keep your hands on the floor. It's a nice deep shoulder stretch. Or maybe you can shift your weight a little bit forward and backwards here too. Maybe you can extend your legs out. Just see what works for you. And then if you like to, you can do a one-legged version here as well. Nice. If possible, try to bring your hands back under your shoulders. And then from there, slowly make your way back down to the earth. Nice. And then from here, bring your legs all the way down. If you like to, you can always do a nice twist after your practice. And then see if you can take a few minutes into Shavasana. Try to soften everything. Feel the energy flowing through your body. You can stay here for a couple of minutes. In your own time, you can gently make your way back up into an easy seated position. Bring your hands in front of your heart center. And then I thank you all for joining this practice. Namaste.